Hello everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're all well and I hope you had a lovely weekend. Now this is going to be one of the last videos for this year for me. And very soon we'll be talking about the new year when the last January my channel went a little bit crazy with some of the views that I got on some of my videos. So thank you so much to those of you who've continued on my sort of journey for a lot of this year. I think also we should just say happy birthday to those of you celebrating. So a couple of you's birthday is today, the 23rd of December. And I know some of you are celebrating your birthday over the Christmas period and New Year period. So we all hope you have a really lovely day. Now I was reflecting on my pledge and I was smiling a little bit to myself because originally my channel was called Getting Tidy. And then I thought to myself, now come on Emma, you've got to be realistic. Getting tidy. I think what you need to call yourself is Getting Tidier. That's more achievable. That's more realistic. Don't get ahead of yourself calling yourself Getting Tidy. Have I got tidier this year? I'm not sure. I think what I've definitely done is I've got rid of a lot of stuff from my house. That in turn makes it easier for me on a day-to-day basis to find things, look for things. Everything is becoming easier. I think I've got a lot more to get rid of in order to be able to get tidy. I really do. I watch many different, on YouTube, you can look at those reels. There's some with people who've got ADHD, which I think is really interesting because I think everybody I know has got elements of some of the things they talk about with ADHD. But there are a couple of videos where they constantly they show like someone reading a book and then putting it on the sofa, or brushing their hair and then putting the brush by the feet. And they say, put it away, don't put it down. Put it away, don't put it down. That definitely is me. Put it away, don't put it down, all the time, every single day. And my husband actually as well. We put things down places, we don't put them away. So I want to think about getting better at that in the new year. I wouldn't necessarily say that I've got significantly tidier. As I said, I've got rid of stuff, so things have become easier. The other thing I've done a lot more of is I've done a lot more regular tidying and regular cleaning. And definitely my channel has helped with that because I really have felt pushed to make sure, even when I haven't really felt like it, to make sure I keep on. Like at the moment, the kitchen is looking a bit of a state, but that used to regularly be like this. Whereas now, a lot of the time, it's actually in quite a good sort of situation. So I hope you've had a good couple of days. In terms of what I've been up to, as we get closer and closer to Christmas, we've been making a point of spending time with family. On Saturday, we actually went up a city to get a few more bits and pieces. And then Sunday, we got up quite late. We decided we had set the alarm clock to go to our church. But in the end, we decided to go to the later service, which was nice. And then we had a family friend round for dinner. We had said in advance, he's a really lovely person, but often will stay very, very, very late, like way past bedtime. So I'd said to him in advance, I thought it's important to be direct. So I said, we'd love you to come round for dinner with us before Christmas. However, we do need to go to bed at a decent time because we're up early the next day. So it was nice. He came round for dinner. And then the next morning, my husband got up really early, just after 5 o'clock, to go to the supermarket. And can you believe the supermarket was packed at just after 5 o'clock? And our next door neighbour went into Tesco at about 10 o'clock and there were no Christmas desserts left. So apparently a lot of the shelves were bare. And then today, it was really nice that we didn't have to go into the city or go shopping at all. I went to see my dad for a bit and then went to see my in-laws, and we weren't planning to stay for dinner, but then they said that they would do dinner for us. My husband just popped out and got a bit more chicken, and there was enough to go round, and my sister-in-law was there as well. So that was really nice. My mother-in-law was able to do some sweet potato fries for my daughter, which she could eat, and she had some chicken. And so, we've got back in a lot later than expected, but I'm feeling quite happy because everything that I wanted to do for Christmas has been done. So a few extra things I have been doing around the house. I've got rid of some more things that I'm going to take to the charity shop tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my last bag, get rid of some more things for Christmas. I was talking when our family friends came round the other evening. I was talking about work and different things, and he said, well, how many hours do you do a week? And I said, how many? And he said, oh my goodness, how are you doing all of that and doing everything in the house, and you've got your daughter? And I sort of explained my working pattern, and he said, oh goodness, you're working a lot of days and a lot of evenings. And I thought, yes, I have agreed to do that up until April. And I kind of sort of reasoned with myself, oh, that'll be okay because it's like the winter months. But actually, when it gets to February, I want to get out in the garden, don't I? But now I've sort of signed myself up to doing these extra hours until April. But I'll just have to work it out. Hopefully, if I do some of the evenings, maybe work a couple of hours at the weekends or something. I do definitely want to do fewer hours. So I am, come February, I am going to be buying holiday. You can buy holiday in both jobs. So I'm definitely going to do that. The other thing that I've got to do, I've only got a few more days left to do it. I've been told about some funding that I might be able to get access for my guides. But can you believe they sent me all the details? It looks really good. I gave a couple of suggestions as to what I thought, would this be an idea that would be worth kind of bidding for the funding? And they said yes, based upon those details that would meet the criteria. And then they messaged back and said, you've got until the 31st of December. I was like, oh no. I just don't want to do it over Christmas, the Christmas break. As it is, I've still got one of my learners, the one that I went out of my way for. I'm still waiting for her to reply to me. If I was able to share with you the detail, I just don't think you'd believe all what I've done. And yet there doesn't seem to really be any awareness or particularly any sort of appreciation. Not that you do it for that, but doesn't seem to be any sort of awareness. And I did message and say, please, can you reply to me so we can sort this out before the holidays? And I've not had any response. My husband said, well, you've given another 2 dates. If the person's not available for those dates, then just to let it go. And I think that's what I'm going to have to do. And I'm just going to have to think, I've done my very best. I've done over and above with the effort that I've gone to. I've just got to hope that they end up passing the assessment. That's what I hope. So what have you all been up to? Are you all looking forward to Christmas, whatever you might be doing? I know some of you are going to be at home and have got kind of smaller families. Others of you are going to be round family members' houses. Whatever you do, I hope you have a lovely time. So I'm going to be going to my mum's for sort of early afternoon. At my mum's, my sister and all her family are going to be there. So that'd be nice. And then on Boxing Day, everybody will come to our house. And then we haven't decided yet. If we do, I will take you all with me. We might go up further north. So for those of you that live around Durham and Northumberland way, look out for me. If you see me, please say hello. So if I do go, I will take some clips, but I know some people aren't interested in the other things that I get up to, so I'm trying to put them at the end of my video. So if people aren't interested, they can then just stop watching then, can't they? So did you see that pile of stuff that I cleared up on the floor in my hall? I was a bit embarrassed about that. I was in this mad rush for bags. I think it was on Thursday. It was Wednesday or Thursday, one of the last days of school for my daughter, and she needed another small bag that she could carry on her back. So I grabbed my bag, emptied it all out onto the hall floor, and then she took her Secret Santa presents in that. But after I'd emptied it onto the floor, I realised that me being me, collecting stones, leaves, other things, at some point I'd picked some nice leaves that I liked, put them in my bag, and they've dried in my bag, haven't they? And so all the bits are everywhere. So if you were wondering what on earth are all those bits all over the floor, they were bits of leaf. So I'm going to go through a few of your comments now. So thank you so much to those of you that have spent so much time adding comments to my channel. I love all the comments, whether they're, short, hi Emma, thanks for the video, or just a little bit about you, or people who've left longer comments. And I really have felt over the course of this year, I've been privileged enough to know a little bit about your lives. So whether you've gone to a Christmas market, or you've had your niece come and stay with you, or you're having a baby, or you're going on holiday to somewhere in Scotland, all these different things that I've got to learn about you and your grandchildren. It's been really lovely. I've really enjoyed every moment of this. So I'm going to go through some of your comments now. So the first comment I'm going to go through today is from Lisa House. And Lisa says, I love the idea of spring pots for the garden. People get so impatient this time of the year. Glad your daughter had a replacement for her Christmas decoration. Thanks for that, Lisa. Choco4912 says, just found you and loved your voice and British accent and the fact that Norwich was written on your sweatshirt. Both reminded me of some lovely visits to Norfolk at my aunt's house, very near to the seaside, in a lovely little village called Trunch. This brought back so many nice memories to me. Thank you. Thank you very much for your message, Choco. So whereabouts do you live now? And I'm not sure about where Trunch is, but I will have a little look. It says it's near the seaside. I'll have a little look to see where that is. We've got some absolutely beautiful, very British type villages all around Norfolk. So I'm not surprised it was such a lovely place by the seaside. Karen Webster says, hi Emma, another great video. With regards to your comment around New Year's house plans, we are hoping to move. I've been decluttering for the past 2 years. However, in the new year, I'm determined to get started on our loft, as I really don't want to move all our rubbish to the new house. Your videos really help me to keep going. You should be really proud of the progress you have made this year. Onwards and upwards. Happy Christmas and New Year to you and your family and all of your subscribers. I wish them all a happy Christmas. Thank you very much, Karen, for that lovely comment. Yeah, I do feel for you with the loft. Some of you will have remembered me saying when we moved, the loft of the house that we moved from was absolutely chock-a-block, just full of things that I just thought, oh, I'll put that in the loft. Don't know what to do with it, put that in the loft. And then when we moved out, my goodness, that was a massive undertaking to clear the loft out. So I do feel for you. I hope you can watch listen to some of my videos when you're clearing it up. Cal's mum says, I love how real you are. I thoroughly enjoy your videos. They always give me great motivation. I'm disabled and can only do 5 minutes at a time, but they still help me a lot. Thank you. You were such a nice lady. I wish we could be friends. Oh, that's a nice comment. Thank you for that. Well, we're all friends on here. We've built up a really lovely community, so feel free to message on here and message other people on here and get to know each other. So someone else said to Kel's mum, thank you for mentioning doing 5 minutes at a time. I need to try that. You'd actually be really surprised as to what you can do in 5 minutes. And sometimes it's really easy to sit and think for 5 minutes, cool, I need to do this. I really need to tidy up this room. I really need to tidy up this room. And before you know it, 5 minutes has passed. You can actually, if you set a timer, and even better, if you set a ladybird timer, with the ladybird timers, in 5 minutes you can get even more done. It's like magic. And I did reply and say every 5 minutes helps. Well done. I'm sorry to hear you're disabled, but I'm very glad you're one of my subscribers. Karen Howard says, what a creative family. I love your classroom postbox. The teacher and the class loved that, Karen. So I was pleased about that. My daughter was pleased. That makes me pleased. Rainey Milliman says, your post book looks great. Such a cute idea. By the way, I mentioned to my husband about the black cat in the nativity set, and he's going to make me a tiny digitally printed black cat to go with my new nativity. It seemed appropriate for us, as we have given a home to so many different black cats over the years. They are not favoured for adoption for various reasons, so I always gravitate to the black cats when we are looking to add to our feline family. You've made so much progress, and as you continue, your decluttering vision is changing, just as I anticipated, as I went through a similar process. Thank you, Rainey, for your lovely comment. As for the black cats, if I was able to have a black cat, or indeed any cat, I can't have cats in the house, because if I had a cat in the house, my mum would not be able to come round anymore. My mum has quite a severe reaction to fur. She's okay with dogs, but she reacts also to guinea pigs, which is a little bit more like hair, but she does react to guinea pigs quite badly. But I swell and she starts wheezing. That really affects her lungs quite badly. But if I could have a cat, if she didn't have that allergy, I would have a green cat. I'd have a black cat, black fur with green eyes. That's what I'd like. I had to stop my video then because my husband was pulling a strange face at me for saying that I'd like a black cat with green eyes. He said, what do you mean? You didn't want a cat? I said, well, no, what he's heard me say is that I'd like one of those Sphynx cats, you know, the ones with no fur. But the reason why I say that I'd like one of those, because I thought I could have one and then my mum would she'd be fine with them. But then what someone else said to me is that if she might have an allergy to the cat's saliva, in which case she would still be allergic to a Sphynx cat. But I said to him, I'm not going to have a cat, am I? I can't have a cat. My next comment is from Cynthia. Cynthia says, you certainly got a lot done in this video. I enjoyed the story about your experience in the store and the people in the queue. My plans for the new year are the same as every year. I go from room to room, deep cleaning. I don't wait for spring. I start in January. Also, I clean out my filing cabinet and start gathering documents for submitting our income taxes. In the next few days, I'll be doing food prep for next week's holiday meals. Now, there's a couple of things I was pleased about this post because Cynthia got me thinking about the tax return. I try to forget about it in the month of December. I spend a lot of time thinking about, I need to do my spreadsheets for my tax return. And then I find that I think about it a lot and try to do anything else but the spreadsheets for the tax return. I can't begin to tell you how much I dislike doing it. And now I've got about 5 or 6 spreadsheets that I have to update. I don't do the returns myself now. I've got someone who does that. But I think the worst part of it actually is going through receipts. But a very good idea, Cynthia, going from room to room. That's a little bit like how I've got. I'm going to have a goal in each room that I'm going to work on. Watching Till Jesus Comes says, no more pain from my tooth. Thank the Lord. Beef and board is a great experience. They serve a delightful dinner and put on plays. I thought beef and board was like slices of beef that came out on a board with like other condiments. Then I realised it was actually a place that you visit. We saw The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. How lovely. Charles Dickens stayed in a hotel in Great Yarmouth. I've wanted to go there since I heard about it as a young girl. This was my first time going. The performances are wonderful. Yeah, it's quite. I like that. I reckon that was really good to be able to have something to eat, and then watch a play. I like the idea of that. Now, when you come to England, there's lots of things that you can do connected to Charles Dickens. There's also, I need to go to King's Lynn. For those of you that are in Norfolk or Suffolk, I need to go to King's Lynn because Shakespeare performed there. in one of the very, very old buildings. So I'd like to do that in the new year. Rebecca says, another fantastic vlog. Thank you. Rebecca, I hope you and your husband and family have a good Christmas time. It's been a difficult year for you, so I hope you have a nice Christmas. Karen says, those people in McHugh were more annoying than anything else about that story. I'm glad your daughter was able to get a replacement for the broken ornament. And I love the postbox. Thank you for that, Karen. Karen Howard says, my grandmother died on Christmas Day in her 93rd year. An amazing life. Wow, that's a good age, 93. I wonder whether that makes Christmas feel sad, the fact that your grandmother died on Christmas Day, or whether you can just think of her with great fondness for the Christmas memories and all the other memories that she gave you. Janet Gentry says she's written a good post. She says, this is Jan in Florida. I really don't think decluttering ever ends, as clutter manages to sneak in and you have to keep on top of it. Yes, you're right. But also I've stopped buying lots. I never felt that I bought anything, but when I stopped buying things, I did realise that actually I did buy stuff. Not loads of stuff, but I did buy stuff. My New Year plan is to tackle my guest room and actually have a guest room. When we had to place my dad in a care facility after my mum passed away, I ended up being the holder of documents, of pictures and other items. I have boxes of family photos and I noticed that the old black and white pictures are fading. I plan on sorting even if the picture didn't come out, but my mum kept, and sending off the ones I want to be digitalised and then passing on to other family members. You can also get that restoration service, can't you, on black and white pictures that have started fading. That service is pretty good, how they can restore the photos back to their original sort of colour, density and everything. It's quite clever. I also need to have a guest room back. My cousin mentioned to me that he might come up and see us in the new year. So I thought, really, I need to sort that room out so someone can stay there without me having to spend 3 days sorting it before they arrive. So you can see in the video, I was getting my house, my lounge, all tidied up for when we had the family friends come round. There's quite good timing. I think I'm going to remember to do that in future. The fact that we did a tidy up before he came round has meant that I'm going to have to do a lot less work now for Boxing Day, because the house is pretty tidy. We didn't have to do that much work to get it to the standard that I was happy with him coming round. So we ate dinner in the dining room, sat in the lounge. He used the upstairs toilet, so went upstairs and across the landing. And we didn't have to do that much tidying up. But now for Boxing Day, there's not really that much to do. But you can see in the video, I did just want to sweep round. On hard floors, you just always get accumulation of bits of stuff, don't you? And dust. And then also, you'll see the new baskets that I got. Now, I was a bit disappointed because when I went back to this shop called QD, the basket that I bought for $7.99 had actually gone up to $9.99. And I thought, oh, that's a shame. I wish I'd bought two now at the same time for $7.99. But when I got home, I realised it was actually bigger. So what I've done is I've put the bigger one now in the lounge, because there's like a book and some other things that my husband had put on top of the basket. So I thought, well, I'll put the bigger basket there. And then the $7.99 one, the smaller one, I'm going to put that at the entrance of my daughter's bedroom for little bits and pieces, rather than they get accumulated round the door. I can just have the basket there and the bits and pieces can go in that basket until they're put away. So that was good. And then also, just at the fireplace, I've got my table there and loads of Christmas decorations piled up. I wanted to clear that, move the table over to one side, ready so that I can have my open fire. So that was what I was doing. As you know, I cleaned this with vinegar, and the only thing that I was a bit disappointed about, it looks somehow like a couple of tiny bits of vinegar have managed to get underneath the mirror and started to rust on the metal table, which is a bit of a shame. but just one of those things. But I thought, if I move that over there now, I've set up my little nativity, a reindeer that my mum made, and lit a candle just in front of where baby Jesus is. And then probably tomorrow I'll get the bits and pieces outside. They're outside the back door at the moment, in order to have an open fire. So that'll be nice. I do like an open fire. Usually I have the fire going from like November time and we don't put the heating on. But this time I just have been sort of late getting that started really. So you can see the two baskets. I got one for $9.99 and I think the other was $11.99. So one's really big. So now I've got big, medium and small. So I'm pleased with that. And then I'm back into the kitchen. So I don't know quite where all the washing has come from, but I've got about 4 loads of washing that I want to do before Christmas Day. So I'll see how that goes, because I want it all to be dry for Boxing Day, don't I? I don't want to have loads of washing sitting about. Okay, so I've got a couple more comments of yours that I would like to go through. So Carrie Rawson says, I love your videos. I had to pause just to check when you're in your bedroom sorting things into the cupboard. Do you have your slippers on the wrong feet? Hee hee. And Carrie, I said, yes, quite possibly. This is me we're talking about. Yes, it's quite possible I had my slippers on the wrong feet. And I went back on the video and tried to look, and I'm pretty sure I have. I do that sometimes. And then they feel funny, and then I put them on the right feet. Sarah Vine says, put down some citric acid for the lime scale in your toilet. Leave it to sit and it works wonders. And where can I get citric acid from? Do I get that from the pharmacy? Andrea says, people are so rude during this season, which is bizarre to me. It's supposed to be loving and kindness, but all I see is selfishness and my time is more important than yours type attitude. It's shameful and a disgrace, unfortunately. I try to do most of my shopping before December so I don't have to deal with mean people. I don't blame you. I like getting into the woods and the forest if I can. That's what I hope to do. I was hoping to go to Walsingham. Little Walsingham. Now, have I spoken to you before about Little Walsingham? I don't know if I have. For those of you that are interested, it's known as Little Nazareth of Great Britain. So we have pilgrims come from all over the world to visit Little Walsingham, because a vision came to a lady who lived in Walsingham in order to build a church. It's a fantastic story. For those of you that are interested, I can share a bit more. So Sally Bombali says, I've never heard of cats in the nativity set before, but there is a black Yule cat in Scandinavian Christmas folklore. Maybe it's a crossover from that tradition. As a crazy cat lady, I say the more cats the merrier. In reality, there might have been cats at the nativity scene, mightn't there? Because there would have been rats and so on in barns and in the inns, and they would have had cats to keep the mice and the rats down. And then Cami. Now, Cami is also known as Clean for Free. I can't see her full name at the moment because it doesn't always come up. But if you haven't had a look at her channel, please give it a look. Cami does do cleans for free, but she also cleans her own house. And she says, since you asked, for the new year, I'd like to try and focus on my YouTube channel. More on my own house instead of the clean for free, like I have been doing, because I'm noticing that my own house is getting neglected, as well as my hobbies. And I never wanted my YouTube channel to take the place of those things. I see people like you, Feral Tradwife and Millennium Meg are able to keep their subscribers by doing your own house. As you know, we don't make much money on YouTube, so it's not like I'll be giving up a lot. I just don't understand why when I post clean for free, I get 2,000 views, but when I post a video for my own house, I get 200. And I did reply back that I think it's how you get your original followers. So I've got all my followers from decluttering and trying to sort out my own house. But if you get a lot of followers from doing cleans for free, then of course they're not really going to want to see your own house. They want to see cleans for free. I have the same thing. So for example, when I did holiday videos in the summer, I know some of you loved them, but also I didn't get as many views, and I also lost subscribers because some people just don't want to see someone on their holiday. So I did comment back about that. So give Cami hell, but also she's got another name, Clean for Free. Have a little look. And Cami says she does like all my videos, and she likes me because I've got a calm voice and a soothing voice, and I'm a real person, which is very kind of Cami for saying that. And Anna Russell said she really liked the holiday video. So that's lovely. Thank you very much. So all the best, Cami, with your YouTube channel. So I'm very close to the end of this video. So I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. Happy New Year to you all. Look forward to hearing about what you've got up to over the Christmas period and your plans for the new year. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you for your kindness, your interest, your enthusiasm, just for helping me. So I wish you a lovely Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!